Well, if there is one common bond among business owners, no matter what type of company they run, it's the need to keep employees motivated, right? It is vital to any company's success, and yet it's oftentimes the toughest goal to achieve. So for ideas that work, we turn once again to the Take Action business coaches. That's Pete McDowell and Peg Burley. Thanks for being here, guys.
Hi, Robin. Thank you.
All right, so I have been on the employee side all my life, right? I'm not that leader type in this
We've
role.
all done it.
But I often, you have to rely on yourself. You have to rely on your colleagues, right, to kind of keep you motivated. But do you believe it's the job of the so-called bigwigs? I mean, are your bosses supposed to be the ones that keep you motivated? Where does that responsibility lie?
Such a good question.
Well, we think ultimately it relies on, it's really lying with you, the employee, right?
So blame yourself.
However, as a business owner, you really set the atmosphere for the culture in your company, and you'll attract great people that like that type of atmosphere. And you really want to create a good culture so that your employees know the boundaries that they play within.
Okay, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, right? So let's walk through then some kind of ideas to inspire, to motivate. You have been used with success, I should say, by your clients. So the first one you mentioned is hold a team alignment.
So as Pete was describing the atmosphere and the culture, what an alignment does is it allows us to spell that out. It allows us to say, okay, we're going to sit down and we're going to figure out what's acceptable, what's not, what you expect, what we expect, and what we're going to hold each other accountable to.
And we also get the business owner or owners, if there's multiple, to create a clear picture of where the company will be a few years from now and then maybe a year from now. So it's very clear where we're headed. So everybody's pulling in the same direction.
And we recommend this at least once a year.
Right.
Okay.
At least. And sometimes you might need to do a checkup at the end of 6 months. So Pete and I were with a client yesterday, and they wanted to have a conversation with a employee. It was like a peer.
Okay.
And they said, oh, we need to have this conversation about them doing A, B, and C, and it's not good. Like, how do we have that? And I said, those kinds of conversations, those crucial conversations are easier when you're aligned. If you're finding out that, hey, these are tough to have, it means you're not having that alignment. Okay. And we can do that on a big team scale, or you can do it one-on-one.
Okay.
And so some people just hire us just to come in and do the alignments.
Yeah, I would imagine, right? Do the dirty work, so to speak, and get us in line. Okay.
Yes.
And this next one makes sense. Involve the team in planning.
Absolutely.
We have a client that has a national business. They do contracting work throughout the country with different subcontractors, and they've got a team of 4 employees that are working on documenting their processes with a software developer to make sure that as the company grows rapidly, and they're growing pretty fast, that they have systems in place that they use for everybody. So all these project managers are doing their jobs across the country the same way.
Okay.
It's really important, but the owner was smart enough to figure out, well, I'm going to pick this person from this department, this one from this department. He put 4 people together, and we're helping them do it to make sure that these processes get set in place and they're done with the involvement of the people that will use them.
Here's one that sounds fun. Host after work events, right? Do we want people to get along outside of the office? Is that what it is?
Well, statistically, there have been findings. If you research at Google, you'll see that if you have one friend at work, your likelihood to leave is going to be a lot less.
I've heard that before. Yes, right.
If you have 2, it's even less likely. If you have 3, you're pretty much going to stay there, no matter what happens. So your job as a manager, your job as an owner is to create an atmosphere that people get along, that people feel more comfortable if they have a friend at work, because then they can go to them and ask them a question. Or they can have an outlet. And so creating friendships is important. They call it the soft stuff, but in this time and age, we need retention rate. So creating social environments, social gatherings will help you in the end keep your employees.
Okay, I want to mention too, because I want to get through these, train your team. That one seems obvious, but it's often overlooked, you say.
I think sometimes we're all busy, all the business owners are busy, the managers are busy, the employees are busy, and pretty soon a year goes by, and every employee that we've ever worked with, whether we're in corporate America, which both of us spent 20 years in, and with our business clients now, everybody responds to great training. If they know they're learning something that they might actually be able to apply either at work or at home, they're going to be happier and they're more likely to stay.
And we want to be good at your job, right?
We do offer a leadership training class that we have different companies send 1 or 2 people. It's once a month, and it's a very well engaged. We just got some reviews back as it's one of the top trainings. So
Okay.
Encourage that.
Communication, rhythm. Quickly say that one because then we have to get to rituals. So these are the last two.
So rhythms meaning it's something you do repetitively. So every day, a lot of our businesses have quick huddle. Production, engineering
huddle.
talk to
Team
each
huddles.
other.
Yeah.
They look at priorities for estimates. They do something to make sure that everybody knows the same information at least one time during the day. And then
Okay.
they go about and do their jobs.
And then rituals, kind of the same thing. I mean,
Rituals, people feel comfortable when they know there's rituals. Like a huddle could be a ritual. Going in and saying hello to each person could be a ritual.
When a new employee comes in, what do we do?
introducing them, right?
As a ritual.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Creating rituals, people gather around rituals. It creates comfort zone, and it creates a rhythm that makes everybody feel closer.
So if you look inward today and think, I can't get myself motivated or my team motivated, then you might need the help of Peg and Pete to at least get you on the right track.
Right.
To understanding how to do just that and be successful in business. It's what they do. Guys, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Robin.
Robin.